So every week at Business at Breakfast, one of the business members gets an opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The members can use this time to problem solve or seek assistance and advice from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today we have the wonderful Lana Burgess, who started networking with us about less than a year ago. And look, if you want to post a model for improvement, it's going to be Lana. I'm actually thinking of going back to all the different business at breakfasts that she's spoken and start with her elevator pictures, just this big long reel of elevator pictures, and so we can see how it's changed, because over a 6-month time frame, it's changed dramatically, but really impressively as well. So I generally feel sorry for anyone who goes after Lana with their elevator pitch, because her improvement has been so dramatic. All right, so a little bit about Lana. So Lana Burgess has the business Trades and Construction. She's a Trades and Construction admin specialist at Exceptional Tradie Solutions. So she's from a background of tradies. Her dad was a tradie, her stepdad was a tradie. So she's grown up in that world. She knows what it's like when tradies don't get their admin done. So they get all the work done, and then they have to spend all night and all weekends trying to get the admin done. And the result of not getting it done can be quite catastrophic. So if the invoices aren't sent out, money can't get in, money can't come in, stress, 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 stress. And of course that breaks down on all sorts of relationships and things like that. The other side of it is do less jobs, get the admin done, but of course then less money is coming in, stress, 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 stress. So everything becomes quite catastrophic. So growing up in that environment of difficultness with having tradies as dad and stepdad has led her to become an admin specialist for tradies, very specifically for tradies. If she can take the pressure off them, the admin pressure off them, the section that they're never supposed to have been doing themselves anyway, if she can take that pressure off them, then they get to complete their jobs, which is what they're designed to do. Go home, spend time with their family, and then the family environment isn't as catastrophic as what it generally could end up being. So with that, Lana, I am going to let you take it away. You've got up to 8 minutes. I do this at time. I don't actually cut you off, and I'm not going to cut in anywhere, but I just do this at time for wherever you're up to, and then it's just an indication for you to start to wrap it up if you're still going. So with that, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Misty. You know how fast I do, so
you'll be right.
Yeah. Anyway, I just get my screen as well because I've got a bit of a presentation I'm going to be presenting as well as talking, so I'll be doing a bit of both. All right. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope I feel proud. Anyway, this is me. So as Misty said, I run Exceptional Trade Solutions, and I'm a trades and construction admin specialist. So I'm just going to go over let's start with this part. Tradies are rubbish at admin. They're not designed to do the admin. So let's start with that part. I was going to go to my story first, but the slideshow decided to move forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to talk about my story for a couple of minutes. So basically, as a trades and construction admin specialist, I help people in the trades and construction industries like electricians, plumbers, landscapers, and more with admin, phone, and back office support. And I help them with invoicing and quoting, answering their phone, booking in their jobs, and chasing payments for them. I do this as I've experienced firsthand what can happen when tradies don't spend time with their families and come home to the admin. My father was not present in my childhood due to the struggle tradies very commonly find themselves in. Work all day on site, then come home to do the admin. My dad probably spent about 5 minutes a day, 7 days a week at the dinner table, never saw him, which led to my mother having an affair and my parents getting divorced. My mum then met another tradie, another builder, ironically, and he, was the same, except this time it turned violent and I ended up almost dying twice at the hands of this man. And I end up homeless by the age of 16. And basically the reason, I go into this is because this is what can happen when tradies don't spend time with each other. I think back to my childhood and think, if my dad was more present, none of the things that happened post that may not have happened. And then my family would have stayed together. I can't change the past. I can't change relationships that have broken down since. But what I can do and what I'm very passionate about is supporting tradies to spend time with each other. And not worry about the constant admin, their phone calls, their invoicing and quoting, and they go home to their families. That's basically what I'm passionate about, and it's basically taking care of all those in their business. And that's what drives me. So by delivering the admin solutions to them, we take away all the admin that they go home to, allowing them to spend quality time with their loved ones, in turn saving relationships and families in the process. So I'm now going to go into how I do this. So as I said, tradies are rubbish at admin. They're not naturally very good at that, and they shouldn't be doing it in their business. And they're not designed to do it. So some of the industries we serve, it's not just electricians and plumbers. A lot of people think that it's electricians and plumbers mostly in a tradie, but there's, tilers, asphalters, property maintenance businesses, security company, removalists, surveyors, scaffolding, home automation. You get the idea. There's 2 pages worth of different trades out there that we can support. So we help with the call answering, reception, converting inquiries by phone and email into jobs, data entry, lead qualifying. Tradies just, they answer the phone and they're like, it's a job, I'll just book it in, but they don't think about the type of job that they're booking in. Job scheduling, job management, creating and sending invoices and quotes, chasing payments of invoices, job management software consulting, setup and training, which I do as well. Responding to messages, sales support, job dispatch, managing field updates. So if a trade is running late to a job, we contact the customer and let them know and keep the lines of communication open. Material ordering, communication, and these are all things that happen every single day in a tradie's business. So basically I handle everything to do with communication, sending reminders, emails, and managing the everyday in a tradie business. So I'm going to talk about a couple of case studies now. So basically I started working with a venue services business that they basically service and repair hospitality equipment, thinking dishwashers, fridges, those sorts of equipment, and ovens and all of those things. And this guy's admin was so out of control. He had $125,000 worth of invoices that were either not sent, they were so messy, or they were not chased up. I came in and I've managed to get 100 of that 125,000 back into his business within 2 months. So that is what can be done. And this guy does a lot of volume. I've got another one as well. So basically, another business that I work with, his customers were constantly complaining that they could never get hold of him because he's always on the phone and not doing any actual work. His team were frustrated that, he couldn't get the focus, and couldn't get him actually doing things and helping them. And his wife actually likes him now. So, that's always good too. So those are some case studies as well, and what can be done when the admin is done by an external party like myself. So basically, this is what a tradie generally looks like before we work with them. So they're spending all day on site just to come home and just spend all night taking care of all the admin, and repeat every day, leading to feeling burnt out and personal relationships suffering as a result. This is what they should be looking like at the end of the day. We give them precious time to spend and be present with their families. No more late nights and weekends catching up on admin and paperwork. Oh, I just went backwards instead of forwards. Some of our partners. So we work with a number of job management software providers where I train, consult, and set up systems for tradies. So they are from Next Minute, which is a job management software for builders and construction companies. We've got ServiceMate, Tradie, Fergus. I'm a silver partner with Build Exact, and I also work quite extensively with Hazardco, as well as some other partners out there as well. I'm also going to share a bit of a video that my lovely VA made this morning and sent through to me. One of my team members created this awesome video, which I'm going to be getting her to do my socials moving forward, but she's just so awesome. Anyway, I thought that was cool, and I just wanted to share that. So, yep. I didn't ask her to do that. She just decided to create that for me. So thank you to Debbie. Anyway. And yeah, basically that is pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions?
Well done, Lana. Unshare your screen. You did that in 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes. So well done, you. All right, so put your just use your virtual hand if you've got some questions. I'm just going to start off. The cool thing about running the show for Business at Breakfast and then getting the speakers in is I make everybody have a coaching session before they speak, just to get the structure out and just sort of some structure in line with what you say and things like that. But in the process of getting the structure out and tighten up your talk so it really paints a very vivid picture about what you do, I also get the benefit of hearing back-end stories that we normally don't hear. And just a few back-end things that I've got from Lana that really highlighted in my mind is there's two of them. One is that tradies aren't designed to do admin. They're literally not. If you think about it, they go out their trade job, like as an apprentice, is to learn the trade, and they're really not designed to do the admin at all, because they're all hands-on. Do the job, do the job, do the job. Service the customer, yes, but do the job. And the other one is we were working on the question, if a tradie's wife is a bookkeeper, should she be doing the admin for her tradie husband? And what came out of it that I hadn't thought of, but Lana had pointed out, is that, sure, the answer can be yes, she can do it if she quits every other client she has and only works on the admin for her trade husband. Because bookkeeping is just one little section. It's the invoicing, the in and outgoing money. It's the invoicing, the paying the bills and having money come in section is the bookkeeping of a trade admin section. It's got nothing to do with answering the phone, scheduling what I thought was scheduling appointments, but scheduling what time that job is going to start. What happens when that tradesman is late? Following up to let them know that they've fallen behind, to let them, just to check in and follow up. Was the work complete? Do you need anything else done? While they're there, what else has to be done? It's not calling Bunnings and booking in materials to be picked up. So bookkeeping is one tiny little bit, and it's not the whole admin experience. And so that's why, should the wife be doing the admin? No, because it's only moving the 24/7 job from the tradesman to a 24/7 job for the wife, who's already doing probably her own job and looking after the family and everything else that goes with it. So it was really interesting to get that back end of the real admin that sits behind for tradesmen, and that tradesmen literally should have someone else doing it from the very beginning. So that was great. So that's my insight that I got from speaking to Lana. Based on that, Neville, you've got your hand up, and then Fiona's after you.
Yeah, Lana, I was just wondering if you could send the link to that video, because I know I have some tradies that would actually clarify a whole bunch of things for them, and even the presentation that you did would be really, really useful to share with people so that they could see what you do, because I thought that presented it really well.
Yeah, I'll send you both. Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, she presented that very well. Thank you, Neville. Fiona, you've got your hand up.
Hey, Lana. You work with a lot of tools and softwares and bits like that. Do you help tradies who don't have anything pick one or shortlist it to two?
That's my consulting. So basically, I have a consultation with a tradie, and I get to know what's in their business, what features they need, and I suggest a software, and then I set it up for them, implement them, consult and train them how to use it. And a lot of the time, because I do the admin for their business, I'm the one that ends up using it anyway. Which is kind of funny, but and it happens all the time.
I met someone recently who had one, hated it, but didn't know where to go next. So I might do an introduction to you after we have a one-on-one.
That's one of the reasons why I started consulting and training on job management software, because a lot of people don't know where to go and what software is best for them and all of those things.
Perfect.
So yeah,
perfect. Well done. Thank you, Fiona, for the question. Thank you, Lana, for the answer. All right, David, you've got your hand up.
Yeah. Excuse me, that's a really great presentation, Lana, and I particularly appreciated your story. It's something I haven't heard before, and it really struck home with me, so really great. Are you aware of the building and construction long service leave funds in each state?
Aware of it. I don't have a lot of knowledge around it, but I'm aware of it.
I used to consult to quite a few of them, and I thought it might be an entry point for you.
Yeah, of course.
If you could get a speaking gig or just promote yourself even to those funds, they are talking to tradies and construction people, you know, about their services, and what you're offering is really great from a, you know, service.
I'm part of a few associations that are connected to, like, you know, tradies in the building industry, but not so much the funds that you're referring to.
So happy to have a chat to you about that if you want to reach out. Yeah,
I'll send an email. Thanks, David.
Booking a one-to-one. Well done. Thank you. Helen, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, Lana, just a question. So typically how much time would you spend in a business? I suppose, does it depend on the size of the business?
It varies. It depends on how much admin's in it. Like, I've got some clients that I'm constantly answering their calls, constantly managing their emails, and I've got some clients that, you know, may only need me for a few hours a week. It really depends on the business and how much admin and how many phone calls and how many jobs they've got going at any one time. So it really varies. It depends on the business.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
You've Fiona, I'll get to you in a sec. Yeah, you've given me an idea. My Jack, who's 12, he wants to be a masoner later. He wants to do something with building houses. It was a brickie, but he doesn't do outside. So he doesn't do sunshine. He's a bit like his mother. So winter is fine, but sun in summer, not so much. So as a masoner, he'll be more inside. But I look at everything from a sales perspective, you know, getting customers and getting paid, delivering price and things like that. But it's definitely given me information moving forward, just talking to Lana about this and putting in perspective of Jack of what is the areas that he's not really going to learn that much, or that he's going to traditionally fail at learning in result of doing his physical trade job. And and at what point should he look into hiring someone to do it. So initially as an apprentice, he would be working for someone, and then as an apprentice you tend to stay on for a while before you start your own business. But it's really from the moment you start, you need to have someone planned to do your admin. So you actually need to have an admin staff member from the moment you start your own job as a tradesman. There seems to be no way around this when it comes to being a tradesman to get the job done completely. And what's interesting, talking to Lana as well, she said something that actually showed up in the books that I was reading over Christmas, the Rosie Project results. So in the second one, the Rosie results, the main guy who's got Asperger's, his best friend is a refrigeration mechanic who's having difficulty with his business. It turns out it's in sending the invoices. So he thinks he's $30,000 behind, chasing them up. But his mate Don, the main character in the book, he goes in and has a bit of a look because he's got time on his hands. And it turns out he hadn't sent invoices for over 8 months to most of his clients, and he was actually owed over 80,000, but he'd literally not sent any invoices. So when Don puts them together and sends them off, those clients from 8 months earlier wrote back and said, I'm so excited that I can finally pay him for the work that he did because he was exceptional. Whereas the tradie considered, maybe I'm not very good at the work that I do. Work, yes.
And it's funny you say that, Misty, because when I chased up the 125,000 that my client was owed because he didn't send invoices or didn't clean things up properly, that's what his clients were saying. I'm so glad I can finally pay you now. It's crazy.
So it turns out clients aren't looking to not pay for work done. They're just looking for a way to do it, and it's the information had never been sent out to get it done in the first place. So it's an interesting side of tradies, discover an interesting side of tradies that actually exists, that's so different to how we could possibly imagine their workload actually to be, and that their clients really do want to pay. Helen, you've got your hand up, and then Fiona.
Sorry, no, that was the hand up from before. I should lower my hand. Sorry.
I was wondering how you got in front of Fiona. Fiona, you've got your hand up?
Awesome. Lana, do you have a team to back you up in case you get cooked, or do you only get sick on wet days where tradies aren't needed?
I've got a team. I can't do everything I do on my own. I wish.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excellent. Well done, Diane. You've got your hand up.
Really good, great presentation, Lana, too. Really informative. And my God, isn't there a lot of different types of tradies? Can't believe that.
Right?
The one question I have, though, because you said you sort of take the calls and, can do all that. So do you divert their calls to your phone or something? How does that work?
So I've got a VoIP system that I've set up. Those that don't know VoIP, it's just obviously voice over internet. So basically it's a system that I've got set up. So basically, yes, the clients do divert to a number. I give them a dedicated number, which then they divert to that dedicated number. And then when the calls for that client come in, basically I've got them named. So each dedicated number is linked to a call group that has their name on it. So I actually know it's for their customer before I pick it up. Or so basically I can answer as them, essentially.
Fabulous.
So a lot of the time their clients have no idea that their work is outsourced to someone like that.
No, like a mini Serve Corp. So Serve Corp was invented. So I used to go to the Serve Corp networking events in Canberra, but Serve Corp was a guy, I don't know, I think he was a lawyer, and he branched out to have his own law firm, and he needed office space. But at the beginning, he couldn't afford, a week by week office space. So he went into a hotel and said, can I hire a room for the day? And then when he was in that room, he'd have all these client appointments come in, right? And then he noticed the whole floor was empty and nobody ever used the rooms. So he said, can I outsource this whole floor for other people that need like office for a day? And so then he started taking over hotels like that. And as a result, Serve Corp was born in all these hotels all over the world. And the admin girls have like that dedicated number that goes straight to a switchboard where on the computer it says which company it is. They have no no information to say that it's Servcorp, nothing, no advertising to say which company name it is in the building, so that when clients come in for a particular person that who's using office space in that realm, it looks like it's their complete office space, so that nothing says Servcorp, and they don't address it that way. It's very clever. So yeah, you're like a mini Servcorp, Lana.
Yeah, and I have set scripts for each client, and it's very tailored towards the client. So
it's very yes, complex and tailored, and yet such an easy system for you to be able to follow, make sure that nothing goes wrong. So well done you, Lana.